everyone, it's Fab Wednesdays, and I thought I would share with you my favorite Olympic TV moments that I've seen in my lifetime. Here goes. I know a few people were saying that the torch light up in Sochi was pretty cool with the sparks and everything like that. A similar thing actually happened in Turin, but my favorite cauldron light up is actually 92 Barcelona. And how they lit it up was they had an archer shoot a flame into the cauldron, and the other one that kind of follows up with it would be the ski jumping one in Lillehammer in 1994. Obviously 2010 was a special moment in Canadian history with Vancouver, and other than me seeing an actual live torch run, the two favorite moments of 2010 was Bilodeau getting his gold medal, first gold medal on Canadian soil of course, and then there's a little story behind the gold medal game for the Canadian hockey team. I was actually driving on the Hyundai listening to the broadcast as it went into the second overtime. The Hyundai broadcast was actually about 10 minutes ahead of the TV live broadcast. So while on the Hyundai, we won. Sidney Crosby shot that goal, and I honked all the way to the West End. People thought I was crazy. They were like, what's going on? Because the people that cared were watching the game. And I stepped into Future Shop, and the game was still on. I'm like, what is going on? I should have made a bet because all the people were standing at Future Shop looking at the game, and I was like, I already know the outcome. Oh yes, the Vancouver closing ceremonies was definitely my favorite closing ceremonies. The States has all these songs that they can sing other than the national anthem, and in Canada we're kind of just stuck with O Canada. And thank you, Michael Bublé, for choosing Maple Leaf Forever, because I love that song. When I was in cadets, we would always just play it while we marched. Next favorite moment is actually also on home soil in Calgary. Although I didn't watch the games live because I was in Hong Kong, I did watch a rerun of the opening ceremonies when I was in elementary school. One of the teachers had actually saved it. Seeing snowbirds fly over the Olympic Stadium was awesome. And the song that they played by David Foster, I believe, it's forever etched in my mind of what Olympics is in Canada. Touching moment in Olympic history was the 2002 Salt Lake opening ceremonies. They marched in with the American flag from the World Trade Center that they recovered. It was all torn up and tattered. It was probably the most silent moment. Okay, so my favorite opening ceremonies is not in Canada. It's actually the Sydney Games, and I don't know why, but all their music was just so catchy. I downloaded a lot of the music. Human Nature sang the national anthem in Australia, which is outside of a few other select national anthems. That's my favorite one. And the light up of the cauldron was one to remember because Kathy Freeman, Aboriginal runner by the way, she had her torch. She was standing in the middle of a pool of water and she dipped her torch down, which is crazy. The ground lit up around her in a ring of fire, and the cauldron lifted up and went to the top of the Olympic Stadium. That was incredible. My favorite extinguishing moment of the flame, I don't even know which Olympic Games it was, but it was a little girl. She was standing at one end of the stadium, gave it a little kiss or blow, and the flame extinguished on the other end. And my favorite gold Canadian moment outside of Bilodeau was Mark Tewksbury's swimming gold back in Barcelona in 1992. That's probably my earliest memory of a Canadian gold, and it was just awesome to see Canada win a medal back when we didn't win that many medals to begin with. I remember in Athens, Canada led all the countries in the number of fourth place finishes, and it took quite a while up to 2010 to get all those medals, and of course this year we're on fire. There's so many cool Olympic moments, but the last cool Olympic moment that I'm gonna put in this top 10 is the Turin closing ceremonies. Italy has so many levels of history and culture. They brought in Lamborghinis and Ferraris into the Olympic Stadium. I was like, what? That's my Fab Wednesdays memories from the Olympic Games. I hope you enjoyed that. What are your favorite Olympic moments? Because there's a lot.